He celebrated his 21st birthday during this Rugby World Cup. He was a scrum half on France's tour of Australia last year. No distance again. And Mike Katz unleashing to Aaron Ordeke. Taking it over halfway, Ben Kay was the tackler. Now Michalak. Seen nothing of him in attack. Stop. And it's been pinched by Delalio. Somehow Wilkinson held onto that ball. Wasn't a good pass from his scrum half. Patrono. Dawson underneath. On his chest. Well, the Brisbane Lions would be proud of that one. England have thrown it through their legs straight over the touchline.
Good driving from the French pack. Forced the error, but now they've got to use it. They've just not been able to get from set piece into any cohesive move.
Olivier Milou, number 17, coming on for Jean-Jacques Klenker. So fresh legs in the front row for the French team. But England 18-7. They're just grinding down the men in blue. 7 from halfway. Deplorable conditions at Telstra for this second semi-final. And all of those French players were offside in front of the kicker.
10.
It's another penalty. And that's a sign of a demoralised team. A team that's clearly not thinking about their responsibility. If you're in front of the kicker, you've got to get outside that 10-metre line.
Well, it was an ordinary kick by Michalak. And the French, their heads drop. The crowd boo as Wilkinson takes his opportunity to take another 3 points, but they don't care, the English. They just want to win and get to next weekend's final.
18-7. Again, over 80,000 fans, predominantly English. The rain is sheeting in over the left shoulder of Johnny Wilkinson.
Look at the concentration of Wilkinson, looking up through the posts.
Visualises the fate of this ball. Safely through. And the royal family high fives with Mrs. Woodward. 21-7.
9 points scored so far. Well, Serge Betson's been in the sin bin. There's an ugly tackle on Wilkinson, and he's made him pay.
Yeah, big decision here. Michalak being replaced by Mercion.
Well, his kicking in general play has been poor. He's not being able to get the range for his kicks. It's a good replacement by Bernard Laporte.
Well, it certainly wasn't Michalak's night. And he was all at sea in these very damp conditions. Neil Back hasn't been, though. He's been a rock in the England back row and really revelled in the going. And that right boot of Mike Catt again, putting the French back on their heels. 14-point advantage for England. They are now looking in very good shape for that World Cup final berth.
Looking for the call. Ibanez, difficult conditions. And Johnson, it's Kay. Beats him in the middle.
Steve Thompson came round for the rebound. Towering kick here for Bruce. And excellent discipline again from England and the tacklers. Merceron just on the field. Did a pretty good job. and getting the touch 10 from halfway.
Well, Nicholas Bruce safe under the high ball, but it was the pressure from England coming through. Will Greenwood put them under pressure. Now England back on attack.
Johnson strong in the middle, leading. I think he's transferred the ball and now he becomes a dragger. He stays in there whilst he can and tries to add weight to that England maul.
Here's Dawson. It's looking very much like a replay of the 1991 final. England-Australia. The mother country with a 14-point advantage, as Wilkinson just pinning the French down inside their half. Rougeron.
Well, what is so good about this England side? They can adapt to any conditions. The conditions tonight haven't suited either side, but England have adapted to it a lot better than the French. And if it's a dry day next Saturday night here at Telstra Stadium, they'll have plan B.
Pardonnez-moi, Rougerie. Non, Rougeron.
Well, as Gordon schoolboy French is corrected, the problem gets worse for France. They've been forced to go back to the lines. It's playing into England's hands. They're snuffing them out close to the base of the set pieces.
A long road ahead for the French team now. They just need some magic. Great little kick down by Merceron. Jogion held on, and it's Merceron again. Thion to Rougerie. Olivier Mann arrived. Galtier. England's foil. Cat is there. So to Poitrenaud. Tony Marsh has seen very little ball in this game. He's standing out on the left as Magne moves across, and Marsh in possession now. Passed nicely in front of Poitrenaud, and it's like a piece of soap. Lucy.
Well, Merceron's tried to lift the pace. They just can't get through this ball. So difficult to handle in these conditions under the attention of some heavy tackling. Marsh strong on his feet, but soft in his hands.
And the French, no doubt, feeling a little soft in the mind at the moment too. A dull ache as they look at that scoreboard at 21-7.
Well, the French have been the form side all through this World Cup, playing some enterprising rugby, but tonight the conditions just really haven't suited their play.
Very professional England team with their forward pack and the experience and the leadership in that pack having a sledgehammer effect on this French team. 13 minutes remaining, 21-7.
Well, their shores are only just over 40 k's apart, yet their rugby tonight has been poles apart. Double the ruck and maul wins in possession for England. Merceron sent on as the mercenary to get things started. And they have picked up the pace, but it may well be too late.
Dawson doesn't hold on. This is probably the last chance for France to salvage an unlikely victory, but it's just not going to happen for them. Magne knocking on as the defence was up in his face there. Mike Catt.
Well, there's English supporters from all over the parts of the UK, from the Cornish area, from Devon, all the way up through the Midlands to Newcastle. And won't they be pleased to be back here on Saturday night? There's still some time left for the French, but the English side have been very committed, keeping the ball tight and playing the ball down the other end of the field, and that's what's got them across the line tonight.
Mike Tyndall coming on for Mike Catt. So the Bath teammates exchange places. It's estimated that over 20,000 England fans had travelled to Australia, and Catt getting a raucous ovation from the England fans. And another drop ball. He lost it ahead. And the French are just bogged down in a deep trench at the moment.
Well, having Mike Catt on the field has really helped Johnny Wilkinson's game tonight. It's allowed Wilkinson to go back into pocket for those 3 field goals. It's taken the pressure off his shoulders.
Good tackle, Delalio, to force that scrum, and then a great pick-up.
Tyndall taken low by Georgian, and that's Neil back again. Dawson, Greenwood, straight onto the toe, and it was taken over the touchline there by Poitronneau. Perfectly placed kick by Will Greenwood, formerly of the Preston Grasshoppers, who had a quirky little ritual of a sherry for each player before they took the field.
As Kieran Bracken in 20 jersey for England comes on to replace Matt Dawson, who got a fair head cut in the first half.
And there's also a little bit of concern from Johnny Wilkinson. He was down injured before, and interesting to see if he lasts the game as England play on quickly.
So Woodman taking that one at the front. Tyndall. He's back into Josian. Cohen. Merceron, the tackler. Knock on by back. Play really disintegrating as the rain gets heavier.
Fabien Pelouse with a blood streaming from a cut on his cheek. The engine room behind that front 3 for France.
England has scored 18 unanswered points after conceding a try, and no one can hold on to it.
Well, Richard Hill coming through, the number 6 for England, and putting the French player under enormous pressure. Labit couldn't hold on, and Richard Hill coming back after only playing 40 minutes in this World Cup, back to play 80 minutes tonight for England.
Kieran Bracken taking the tap kick quickly. Tyndall sets it up, 30 metres out. England looking to post a try now in the closing stages to really rub it in. Thion. Players all over the ground. It wasn't released by the French lock. And it's just agonising for Les Bleus. Wilkinson in another situation here where he can put it beyond doubt and make sure he boots his team through to the World Cup final. Wilkinson has elected to take a shot. It's 21-7.
Well, the feeling around the ground is we're going to the final, and you can see it's all through the boot of this man.
Bernard Laporte, so he's going to be facing the All Blacks on Thursday in the playoff for third. This one will surely torpedo France's aspirations in this game. Just over 8 minutes remaining. Wilkinson, all 24. Wilkinson 24, France 7. 21 points in a row for the young man after that try. And the England players now just controlling their exhilaration. Surely they can't be beaten from here.
Well, that unerring boot of Johnny Wilkinson has again put more pressure on the French, and you can't see England going expansive as they rain the balls downtown.
They've taken advantage of the following breeze in this second half. We have horizontal rain into the faces of the French team. Wilkinson back to Lucy. Lucy's kick, not a good one. Brusque spilling the ball in contact. Tyndall Advantage here for England. Tyndall with the fresh legs. Here comes Robinson, but lost ahead there by the replacement centre, Galtier. And Fabien Galtier.